Hey, what is up, everyone? It's Rich. All right, welcome to Super Fun Sunday, Easter, uh, the whole thing. It's going to be insane. We're going to do Bucky O'Hare. I figured let's throw something in with a rabbit for Easter, and you can't go wrong with Michael Golden. There is some sort of funny uh, point that it's Larry Hama that wrote this. He's been in the news lately. So anyway, but yeah, this should be very, very cool. What can you say about Michael Golden? We can say let's go into full screen mode. That's what we can say. He is absolutely amazing. This was the first work that I think that I saw of his when I was I would go through back issue bins, and there was a magazine called Echo of Futures Past, and one of the stories, it's kind of like Heavy Metal magazine, so they would do segments of stories in it, and one of the stories was Bucky O'Hare. So I had picked up a couple of those magazines, and I was really blown away by this stuff. And I mean, you can see why. He Michael Golden will do this thing where he really sort of like does very compact detail, and a lot of overlapping shapes, and it can feel a little encrypted, but at his best, it's really, really beautifully laid out. All of his shapes kind of lead the eye, and if you're into detailed work and you're into sort of layered and pretty complex art, he definitely will get you going. What else about Mike? He spots a lot of black on his stuff. He's really, really good with lighting. To me, it is what I would call like comic book lighting. So, meaning that he generally lights shapes in a real simple way. It's not like realistic lighting, but it does the job. And, you know, he's got a real good eye for design and value. So it all seems to work quite well. So, all right, let's get into the story. It's going to kind of go backwards. This is the back of the book. We don't need to worry about that. But, yeah, you can see here what I'm talking about. Yo. So we've got all kinds of interesting characters. It's like a duck, a rabbit, a female rabbit, I guess, or a cat. I don't even know what that is. It looks kind of feline-ish. I haven't read this, so I don't know the story, honestly. But here, this is what I'm talking about, the cartoon lighting. And you can see, like, someone like Arthur Adams probably was a big fan of, like, Michael Golden's stuff, or vice versa. But I would kind of believe that probably Arthur Adams was, like, influenced by this. But you can see here, again, it's just comic book lighting. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that classic, it comes from Jack Kirby. It was filtered down through John Byrne and all these different artists that did a very stylized representation of reality, but it works well. His clothes are great. Those are nice little folds on the kid's pants. He's just like a little nerdy kid. His ships are fun too. This is all just fun looking stuff. It's great. Boom. And he's really fantastic with like page layout. You can see here he's got this beautiful flow. His finger points you over here. He sends you back around here. This all moves you this way. He's looking over here. Takes you to here. This sends you over here. And then up and out. We talk about that in these videos a lot. This is a great page. The colors are actually quite nice on this. It's different, but it looks really cool. This is a great little panel right here. I love this. It reminds me a little bit of Steam Boy. If you ever saw the design book, or I guess it was the Memories, the Magnetic Rose and those stories. There was one called, I think, Bomb, the last story in Memories. I'm talking to Tomo. He did like an animated movie called Memories. A Tomo mo. But this is really, really cool. I love that red. This is cool. Now, what did he mean by that? The door is gone. I kind of went Shatner for a second. Alright. Nice house. That's cool. It looks like Full House, right? Isn't that where the Tanners live? Yeah, this is fun. It's a cool little ship. I like the door. And this is nice, actually. I like that the door is inset. So he's got this, like, protruding sort of elliptical sort of entry point, but the door sits kind of inside of it. It's a really nice touch. Touch too much. I just did a lesson for someone, and we were going over perspective and these core shapes. This is a private lesson, but this guy's going to be crushing it if he gets this stuff down, because Michael Golden uses this all the time. If you're interested in a lesson or a review, check out my Patreon. You can get full access on my Patreon for $1. There's tip jars above that, but I do $20 reviews and then $50 private 1-hour lessons. So it's definitely worth it. I'm telling you, honestly, and I'm not even just saying this, every single person that's gotten a review or a lesson, I know, Kitty, you've seen it too. They're unbelievable progress. I'm not even just saying that. I mean, like, some people are kind of close to beginners or haven't really drawn much, and man, I'm telling you, one review or a lesson, and it's insane. I know, Kitty, you've seen it. It's exciting, I know. Anyway, my cat's pumped. But yeah, Patreon's good. It's more educational than YouTube. YouTube is more entertainment, and on Patreon I try to keep it more in a lane of, like, it's to really help people kind of get going with their work, and if I find cool stuff I share it there too. But inking lessons, penciling, all that. So this is cute. It's interesting seeing Golden do this, because he's done some pretty heavy duty comic work that's a lot more serious, but he is a good, you know, I don't know if you would call this funny animal art or whatever they call it, but it's nice. And you see the simple lighting on this stuff, but it looks good. It's really, really effective. And if anything, I could learn something from this, because I tend to think of lighting as more realistic. And if I would just simplify it, I could knock it out a lot faster. I know, Kitty. I overthink it. I agree. But yeah, if you start thinking of like real lighting and then you're going over things, it can get pretty insane. Lee Bermejo is great at lighting. I know, you know Lee, right? This is a great panel. Wow. I love this. That's really creative too. It's like a little garden floating in space. Man, that is awesome. What a great... Man, that is so cool. That is really, really neat. I love this. Guy is so freaking good. There's a DVD that you can get of Michael Golden, and it's like an hour lesson, I think. And if you Google Michael Golden DVD, there's a company that sells it. It's very cheap too. It's like $7. Highly, highly recommend checking it out if you're a fan of Michael Golden. You want to get into his brain a little bit. So, yeah, I'll try to put a link to it. I'll see if I can find it. It's just some random site that has kind of comic-related videos on it. So I'm gonna get comfortable, get a little comfy. This is a nice layout. I actually love this. This little sequence right here is really, really nice, and I love how, as he pulls the camera out, it just kind of drifts away, and you've got those little butterflies sort of floating up. But again, I mean, it's like, you know, in America we would read left to right, so you kind of go this way, but he immediately sends you back around. This bounces you back exactly the way that he wants you to look. This sends you over here. The explosion sends you back out, and then he moves you this way. This gesture of the hand sweeps you over here. These characters are framed by this and by this, and then it just takes you out and up. It's beautiful. And even his stars help it along. They're sweeping this way. They're sweeping this way. This is what comics is about, friends. This is awesome. And don't forget, I know, Kitty. Don't forget that Michael Golden did the NAM, and we have videos of the NAM already up. Michael Golden did some really, really great annuals. I'm thinking there's probably a Wikipedia page that lists it all. Okay, seriously, Kat, you need to stop. You're talking too much, and if you do not knock the microphone thing out, I'll kick your butt. I have to watch her because she'll bump against the microphone thing. If I lose the audio, I will lose my mind. So this is going to be a 30-minute video that I don't want to have to reshoot. And do not open the screen. Sorry, I'm having to watch her. This is cool. This is a nice little panel. It's funny because some of Jeffrey Jones's sci-fi stuff that he did had looks like this. Okay, you're driving me crazy. Can you please stop? This is a nice little sequence right here. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill this cat. That is so cool. Oh man. A great drawing. This is an awesome page. In fact, I actually want to see this in grayscale. I don't think I'm going to be able to clean it up all the way because this stuff is too watercolory grays. Let's see if that's better. And then let me just darken the blacks a little bit so we can kind of see the core silhouettes and stuff like that. Yeah, so he's got this very, very strong motion that's moving you this way, and this panel is almost incidental. And the reason that this is such a, what he's doing is there's a density of stuff going on in this panel, so you move through it fast. You can't really focus on it that much. It's just this sort of quick, just, you know, it's like these guys are running, they're all jumbled together, and this is kind of where he wants you to pause. And what did I say makes you pause? Circles. What does he have here? A big circle. I mean, it's just classic storytelling tricks, techniques, whatever you want to call it. And you know, I've said before, does he think about this? No, because it's instinctual. He already understands it and knows it, and so his visual, it's just like speaking a sentence, and you want to have it, you want to emphasize it a certain way. He's just emphasizing the language that he puts down, which is a language of drawing. So, you know, it's you know, the closer and smaller things are together, they'll move faster. When you want things to slow down, you can make them larger, clearer. This is going to slow you down. This you're just going to gloss right over. And this is one of the reasons why I say in tons of videos, doing wallpaper detail, I'm going to speak for myself. I don't focus on this stuff. I don't really look at this stuff that much. Now, I love detailed art, but I love clear detailed art. So when someone just packs a panel full of just tons of detail on top of each other, it's a lot of work, and I don't know if you really get out of it everything that you put into it, but that's my opinion on it. But I do love detailed art. It just has to be thoughtfully used. This is all really cool. Stuff like this is nice, though. This is a great panel. I love all the objects that he has in here. It's just a really, really nice touch. This is an interesting, it's funny because it almost, the way that he does the hatching on this, it gives it a little bit of almost like a lizard skin quality. And with all these sort of anamorphic, or whatever you call it, like characters, it is kind of funny that this is almost like the lizard mobile. It looks like snake skin or like a gecko. And even the shapes, the round, you know, kind of has like a fishy, froggy sort of vibe to it. That's interesting. Golden really is brilliant. I mean, he could be kind of teetering on sort of genius level with his work. It wouldn't surprise me, because this is just another level. It's really, really good. Yeah, so it kind of looks like a frog. This is a different ship, but same thing though. But you can see what he did the rendering here. Maybe it isn't a different ship, and it's just settled down, but it is exactly what I thought. This is very, very, you know, that was for sure a decision that he made. This is all really, really cool. It's fun stuff, man. Oh, we did the G.I. Joe annual. That was the other book that we did of Golden. This is a pretty simple page for him. I like this. This is nice. Really, really cool. Great sense of scale. Pulling the camera back like that really looks great. This is nice. Yeah, this is really, really fun stuff. This is really fun. Oh, and thanks for all the information on the Mort Drucker video. People really came in with some very cool information, and I appreciate it. So if you want to look into that, definitely check the comment section on the Drucker video. People, honestly, on most of my videos, there's really interesting insight that people add to the videos. And you know, I always try to make it clear I do these more for entertainment, and if there's any kind of educational value, I'm usually pretty honest and we'll just say, hey, like, I'm not 100% sure, or I read this online. So you know, like all of you, I'm really just a fan of this stuff. So I do my best, and I'm always trying to learn more about it. So I mean, I do actually appreciate sort of the comments that add to the mix. It's always really interesting. This is funny. I did a review of a guy's stuff last night, and if he watches this video, look at how nice the line work is through here, and then there's not big thick areas and thin areas. It's a very balanced thing because the foam is all kind of one thing. He had his line weights would vary a lot, and so he would have stuff like this, but then all of a sudden he'd have like a real thick line, like in just random spots. So I was trying to get him to realize that have a balance. I mean, you can put line weights, but if you're going to do it, you need to it needs to be something that's coming more forward and is in front of something. It's funny, you can see the crop here a little bit. Or you know, there's a reason that there's like a little bit of a cast shadow under something. But Golden is really good. He keeps the stuff very balanced. His line weights he controls them well. But you know, you can see he went thicker, like on this finger here. It's thicker underneath, but it's balanced. This is thick, this is thick, this is thick, this is thick. And it creates a separation between this and what's behind it. And when you layer this much detail in, I mean, you definitely need to be thinking clarity. This is great, man. I love that he does that hatch on these patterns. It really is a great effect. It looks like scale, and that's nice. It's really good. This is great. Yes, this is a nice page. This looks like from a video game. What game was it that I was playing? I think it was Zelda. Yeah, I think it was Zelda. It reminds me of one of the castles that you go to. Man, I haven't played Zelda in so long. That's fun. That's cool. It almost looks like hands stretching out, like fingers, like that's a thumb. It's like sort of a pointer finger, and it's got like little eyes. He looks sad. He looks concerned. See his like the eyeball. That is such a cool ship. Oh my god, it's the frog ship. Maybe it's Cyber Frog. It could be. These guys are so cool. Oh my gosh, I love it. Da na 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 na. Looks like he had a lot of fun with this. I don't know if Golden originally came up with the idea or if the writer did, but if this was presented to Golden and then Golden embraced it to this level, that's even almost more impressive. If this was something that Michael Golden had and then kind of handed it to a writer to come up with the stories, it would almost make more sense. But if not, man, it's like they went like, we've got this really weird book. Do you want to draw it? And he's like, let's do it. Hold my beer, right? Ah, these guys are so cool. I love this. This is great. It looks like a little like Michael Plug. This is great too. Oh my god, look at that. That's so awesome. Wally Wood did a Disney piece that this kind of reminds me of. It's just way more hardcore. If you're under 18, don't Google it. Man, this is so awesome. Oh my god. What a great layout too. Let's soak it in like this. Yeah, that is really good. I love these trees. It always makes me sad when I see bonsai-like trees, because I had a bonsai that I loved, and it got frostbite one night after I'd had it for like 5 years, and it never came back. I was so bummed. I will one day buy a new one, but that broke my heart. It was like losing a pet. I'd had it, and I took care of it, and it was really cool. And then the weather killed it one night. Lesson learned. This is nice. It's a cool little panel. A little hard to read. I like the foot, though. He's funny. That's cool, too. Oh, yeah. Hopefully everyone's going to have a nice Easter. I'm assuming most people are stuck at home. I'm going to work. I'm going to go for a walk. And I'm going to do 2 more lessons today. It will be a full day. But the lessons are good. I mean, I actually enjoy it. And it gives me an opportunity to dig deeper into stuff, too. So I try to always not only teach, but learn while I'm doing it. So it's a win-win. This is all really cool. Oh, man, that's great. That's really cool. Been kind of keeping an eye on the Todd McFarlane Kickstarter. I looked last night, and it was at, I think, 1.2 million, 200,000. It's probably more now, but I was surprised that it went up 200 grand after it snapped a million. It's a lot of money, man. It really is. Not the million, but the fact that it went even 200,000 more. I don't really have a guess for what it'll do. I mean, it's a toy in a comic book, so it's a little different. It's not like he's doing a new book, and also it's Todd McFarlane, so it's like, I mean, he is probably one of the top, you know, more famous comic book artists in the last 30 years, so even my mom knows who Todd McFarlane is. She always brings him up. It's like, I read an article about Todd McFarlane. I'm like, cool. This is really nice. Yeah, the colors are pretty cool on this. It could actually be Michael Golden's colors. He does color his own covers, and has a pretty unique palette, so it wouldn't surprise me. This is nice. Continuity, if you ever dig through back issue bins, actually has some pretty cool comic books. You just want to get the 80s stuff, but they're actually pretty interesting, and they had some really good talent coming through that studio. So yeah, Continuity, I would recommend it. If you ever see them in back issue bins, pop a few open and see what you think. There's Megalith and Jason Toyboy, and I think something called Samari. But yeah, they had really good artists. I mean, if Neil Adams is procuring the talent, the guy's got a good eye for people that can draw. There's no 2 ways about it. So this is cool. It's really crazy. The thing is big. That's funny. It looks like a big eye, and then he's got like one big buck tooth. I think we're getting towards the end here. Well, anyway, hopefully everyone has a good Easter. I'll start wrapping it up as we slide into the ending. This is a great little room right here. I think this is this the one that the kid was in, that he was saying the door was missing? Can't remember. It sort of looks similar. It was a similar shot. It might not be the same room. There he is. I just assume that every little kid that looks like this name is Timmy. Which actually, just saying that makes me think of the Magic the Gathering card collector guy that calls fans Timmys. He's funny. I can't think of what his channel is called. He's like an investor that got into Magic the Gathering, and He built a following on YouTube so fast. I'm sure he's probably got 250,000 subs now, but I found his channel when he was just kind of getting it going, and oh my god, it was insane to watch how quick it took off. But yeah, he calls the fans Timmy's. It's funny shit. Half-shaved mad berserker baboon. Is he talking about the kid? Yeah, he is. That's not a way to talk to children. Oh, his name is Willie. Willie. Okay. Willie. I guess that would be short for William, if you're a kid. Willie do it. Oh, I get it. Heart, heart. Or will he not do it? That's cool. It's funny, I saw these when I was opening it. We actually have a few more pages to go then. This is a nice little drawing. This is cool too. Though I actually like this line work. It's interesting choice, but it looks cool. He kept it consistent, you know. And this is really wild. This is cool. This is nice. That's really, really cool. Like, he's got like the car stick shift. That's funny. Hey, he's got 3-prong plugs. My house doesn't even have those. That's cool. Man, that is awesome. Kiss. Yes. This kid's got taste. He's probably listening to Hotter Than Hell right now as the scene is going on. So that's interesting. I wonder if Michael Golden was in the Kiss. This is nice. I thought it was San Francisco. See, look, there's the Tanner's house. If you look, you can see Jesse Katsopoulos. He's up there with his wife, who now is in trouble with the law. She did College Gate or whatever it's called. That's funny. I don't really know where Michael Golden is from or where he resides. I have no idea. Some artists you kind of know, you know, oh, they're a New York artist or they're in California or whatever, but yeah, I don't really have any idea where Golden is from. It made me think of Jeff Rebner. I think he grew up in Ohio. And P. Craig Russell lived by him, like close. And so P. Craig Russell would actually like help him learn to draw when he was a kid, which is pretty crazy. Like, well, that's a nice coincidence. Because P. Craig Russell could draw his ass off. And that would have been probably in the 70s and 80s when he was really, really firing on all pistons. Not that he isn't now, but you know what I mean? Like, so this is like a signed version of it. And then this is that. Okay, so that's it. All right, have a great day. Happy Easter. And the end of my video got chopped off. But yeah, have a great Easter. Everyone be safe out there. And I will talk to you all soon. And hopefully that was a fun video. This is one of the individual covers of the magazine, issue 4. I thought it was kind of cool. But yeah, all right, I'll talk to you all later. Have a good one. This is actually very, very cool right here. Some fun stuff, man. Really, really cool. That is some crazy coloring. It's very saturated. Let's pull it down a little bit. It's probably more like that. Yeah, that looks a little better. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.